Stop working in your business and start building engines for it. I'm breaking down 10 N8N workflows covering sales, content, and admin that could save you hundreds of hours this year. Hi everyone, I'm Daniel's digital clone. This entire video was generated automatically. My human just gave N8N a single topic and N8N did the rest. The AI wrote this script for me and then N8N told the HeyGen API to create this video. Pretty cool, right? So HeyGen application allows you to create your own personal avatar that looks like this. All you have to do is record yourself for a few minutes and then the avatar will be automatically generated. So then going forward, you'd be able to pass the text and generate video with your face on it. And you can either generate this video inside this web application here, or you can copy the avatar ID and use the Create Avatar Video API. So it can be used with something like N8N. And here in this basic workflow, we will define the script that we want to create a video with. Then we will send that script straight to the HeyGen API. Once the video is created, we're going to get the URL and then download the video, which then can be used inside your content as you like. Now, imagine if you want to automate some of your content creation and you would replace this, start with the feed trigger and point it maybe at your blog. So every time you create a new post, this would get the information, send it to AI for the summary, and then use that summary to generate brand new video in the HeyGen app. So that way you'd be able to automate your content and have a summary video every time you create a new blog post. How much time do you waste just looking at the images and typing what you see? Think about every invoice you get as an image or a PDF attachment. Someone manually has to open it, find the invoice number, find the amount due, and any other information, and then it has to be manually retyped into a spreadsheet or an accounting software. It's slow, repetitive, and typos can happen. That's why I have created this automatic image processor. It will watch a specific folder on Google Drive, and it will check every minute for changes. Once the change is found, it will get downloaded, and then the image will be sent to the analysis to OpenAI. And here we can specify what kind of information it should retrieve. In this case, because it's an invoice, we're looking for an invoice number, subtotal, VAT, and total. After analysis, we will get the data back, which we're then gonna send again, so it can be converted to a JSON format. As we can see, this is the output. And once it's in a JSON format, it's very easy to map onto the spreadsheet that we have created inside the Google Drive. So now let's see this quickly in action. Execute workflow, back to our spreadsheet. And as you can see, the new entry has been added. You could also quite quickly process PDFs using this workflow, because all you have to do is add an extra step to take a screenshot, and the remaining of the workflow would work as expected. If you are a creator, producing content takes time, especially videos, to stay relevant and eventually find that viral hit. However, manually brainstorming, filming, editing dozens of videos can be incredibly slow, expensive, and exhausting. That's why the next automation is a short video generator. We'll grab the prompt from a spreadsheet, we'll pass it to generate video, and then once the video is generated, we'll update this column to say that it has been used. So if we go back to the automation, we can see that it has managed to grab the prompt that is unused. And then that prompt is passed to the generate video. And this is the video that it has managed to generate. Now, I appreciate this video is only 8 seconds long and it's probably not suitable for posting because it's not long enough. However, there are a couple of things that you can do. For example, at the end, you could capture a screenshot of that video, send the image to AI so the image can be described, and then use that description to try and generate another video that will continue from the first video. And you could start off by using something like this screenshot-based API that uses a third-party API request to capture screenshots. However, this is beyond the scope of this video because it would take significantly longer than 15 minutes. So once you have your video ready, next you have to post it somewhere, and obviously you could set this workflow to post it into individual social media account. But I have came across interesting plugin that allows you to post onto the single HTTP request, and then this plugin will take care of the rest. It allows you to post into Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, and many more. So all you have to do is send the video into a single place, and this will take care of the posting for you. So now finally, once the video is posted, mark the prompt as used. So next time it runs, it will start from the second prompt. There are a couple of different ways how you can scrape information from the website. Some of them are paid and require extra plugins, but the one I'm about to show you, it's completely free and it uses this generic HTTP request node. And the page that we're going to be getting information from is this AI blog post. So we're going to grab the whole page as a HTML, then we're going to look at the body, send it to AI and get the summary back. So if we look at our N8N workflow, we have this HTTP request that gets the URL and we get the whole page back as a HTML. Next, we're using the HTML node to extract the body content and remove some of the HTML tags. Next, we're using this cleanup text node to remove some of the special characters and apply the formatting. And once that is done, we're using this AI agent to send the whole text in and get the summary back. Finally, all of this is then posted onto the Google Drive and into this document. And here we get a short summary of the blog post that we have scraped. The rule number 1 in sales is speed to lead. Studies show that your chance of qualifying a lead drops 10 times if you wait just 5 minutes. But the standard website forms are dead mail. A prospect fills out a contact form, it lands in a crowded email inbox, and by the time you see it, it's hours or even days later and they are cold. They've already moved on, researched a competitor, or forgotten that they were interested. So this instant lead notification workflow, it's quite small, however it's pretty powerful, because as soon as the user submits the form, the workflow will store the information in a spreadsheet and it will also send the notification onto your Telegram account. So then you can pick up this information and call the potential customer. So let me quickly show you this in action. We click execute the workflow, we'll get the form back, fill in the details, click submit, close the form, we get the data back, we click execute step to put the entry in the spreadsheet, we go back, and then we execute step and receive the notification onto our Telegram. For the actual business case, this implementation could be a bit more complex because you want to connect to an actual form on a website. However, this is just to show you what's possible, and you could even try and upgrade this workflow by doing some form of classification. All you have to do is add an AI node somewhere in between here, and you could either use the extra fields on the form to do the classification, or you could even try and use the email extension to distinguish between the consumers and business leads. So this next workflow streamlines your content creation process by taking raw ideas and turning them into a blog post. So as you can see, it runs daily. It takes the ideas from the Google spreadsheet, then it will create an empty document, and then it will use AI to use that idea to write the blog post. Next, it will take the raw content and it will apply some styling. The styling includes headers, images, spaces, bulleted list, etc. And then finally, it will upload that document onto a Google Drive. And if we take a quick look at this document, it has been fully generated using that workflow. The topic idea was the title, and everything else you see here, like the text in bold, the images, the headings, the bulleted lists, has all been generated and formatted by AI. While this workflow shows you how to generate a Google document, you could customize it and generate a different file format like PDF, images, or HTML files, depending on what you require. Basic ChatGPT is smart, but they don't really know anything specific about your business. They can't answer questions. What's my order status? Do you have this specific product in stock? What's your refund policy? Besides, who wants to waste time answering basic questions all over again? So that's why I have created this WhatsApp AI agent that allows you to receive and respond to messages on WhatsApp. In order to get it configured, you need to create an application on this Meta developer account, create a new application, and that allows you to add integrations for WhatsApp, Messenger, as well as Instagram. And you will also need to subscribe to this Messages API, and that subscription will allow you to send and receive messages from WhatsApp. And how to get this configured, you will have to invoke this callback URL to establish connection between the N8N and your Meta application. Now if we go back to the workflow, once this webhook is configured, the message will be passed onto this AI agent. This AI agent uses GPT-5 mini model to process the request, and it also has the memory, so it remembers your conversation, up to 10 messages in this case, but this is configurable. And once the response is generated from the OpenAI chat model, the message is then sent back to the WhatsApp using this HTTP request node. So this works fine for all the basic interactions, but what if you actually need to provide a custom information about your company? Maybe someone is interested about the refund policy before they try to order something, or maybe when you run e-commerce, someone is asking if a particular item is in stock and you want to automate that process using AI. That's where the retrieval augmented generation comes in. It allows you to upload your custom files, which then can be used by this AI agent as part of the responses. And the AI agent can have several tools, and one of these tools allows you to query the data from this vector database that contains all the files that you have uploaded. And as an example, this is the example PDF that I have uploaded with all the product names, or maybe another file that contains a simple refund policy. So now if someone is going to ask about a specific product that exists in that spreadsheet or the refund policy, the AI agent will be able to use that tool, query the information and respond back to the customer. So this next automation instantly checked your Google Calendar for the availability, can reserve the given time slot, and then it can also store all the booking information inside the database. In this case, it's Airtable. So we can go from the reservation to booking in minutes, and it's all powered by those two N8N automations. So the first automation checks for the availability. We're going to receive a request with a time slot. We're going to check that time slot against the Google Calendar API, and then we're going to respond if a given time slot is available or not. Next, we're going to schedule an appointment. Again, we're going to receive a time slot. Then we're going to create an appointment on the Google Calendar API. We're going to specify the name, date, time, and phone number. And then we're going to store those booking information inside the Airtable, again with the full name, full date, event ID, which is the calendar event ID that we have just created. Finally, we're going to respond back that the appointment has been successfully scheduled. So now, obviously, in order to make this a fully booking system, we're still missing another workflow that allows you to delete appointment, and maybe another one that will allow you to modify existing appointments. And this would allow us to create a complete appointment booking system inside N8N. Job search is time consuming. You have to check a dozen of different websites every day, run the same filters, and browse through hundreds of irrelevant postings. Finding the perfect job takes hours, and once you do, the 200 other people have already applied. So that's why I have created this next automation that allows you to filter jobs and fetch them daily so we can find your dream job. And this one uses Apify to run a LinkedIn search. And then it retrieves all the jobs based on the search criteria. And then all these jobs are evaluated inside this AI model. And then we filter based on scores. So if the score is above 70, it will be saved inside the spreadsheet. Otherwise, we're just going to log it to double check that our criteria is in line with what we're expecting. So for the actual search, we're using the Apify. Apify has its own store with number of different actors. An actor is like a mini plugin application that allows you to search for the information that you're looking for. And you can use any of these categories to narrow down your search. And as you can see, the number of actors is quite significant. So depending on what type of data you're looking for, there is most likely an actor already for it. And if it's not, you can actually create your own and add it into the store. So the actor that we're going to be using for this, it's called LinkedIn Job Scrapper. And if you can see at the input tab, which is the most important, you can specify the job title that you want to search for, the job location, even individual company names, how many roles you want to get back, when it was last time published, the job type, location, experience level, etc. So all it is essentially is just the search criteria for your job search. And inside the sample file, we have 5 different rows that I have retrieved. We have the matching score, which has been generated using this evaluation model. So that's where you set your criteria. And then you also have the summary of the job, location, company, job title. And now that I think of it, we probably want to have a URL here to the job itself as well.
Thank you for calling Croft Medical Clinic. You're speaking with Donna AI agent. The clinic is currently closed. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday.
Could you tell me something about the anti-wrinkle injections?
Anti-wrinkle injections, often referred to as Botox, involve injecting a purified protein.
Hi, I think I have a headache. Is there anything that you could do?
I cannot provide medical advice for any clinical concerns. I must connect you to a practitioner.
Hi, I would like to book an appointment.
Of course, may I please have your preferred date and time for the appointment?
Tomorrow, 1 p.m.
Great. That slot is available. May I please have your name and contact number to book your appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m.?
It's Daniel Jones.
Your appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m. has been confirmed, Daniel.
Hi, I would like to reschedule my appointment.
Of course, I can help you reschedule your appointment. May I have your name, please? Additionally, could you provide the new preferred date and time for your appointment?
Tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Your appointment has been successfully rescheduled to tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Actually, I would like to cancel my appointment.
Just to confirm, would you like me to cancel your rescheduled appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
Yes.
Your appointment has been canceled.
And then finally, we have this AI receptionist integration that uses N8N workflow as the backend to look up inside the Google Calendar and to manage the booking appointment process. And then at the front, we have this Vapi assistant called Appointment Scheduler that uses one big system prompt to define the behavior of the AI assistant. And in here, we specify the role and persona, the critical safety rules, human handoff and escalation, as well as core capabilities and instructions that include scheduling an appointment, managing an existing appointment, and also providing clinic information as well as describing services. And if we take a look closely at the scheduling new appointments logic, you can see that it references here check calendar availability tool, schedule appointments tool, reschedule appointment, and cancel appointment. All of these are actual references to the actual N8N workflow. So the first one checks for the availability in the calendar and it sends the response back if the slot is available. Second one schedules the appointment. It will create a consultation in the Google Calendar API, install that consultation in the database, and then it will respond if an appointment has been created successfully. Similarly, we have the workflow that deletes an appointment and manages an existing appointment with ability to change the date. So the Vapi drives everything, but then we're using N8N as the backend to provide the data and put information inside the Google Calendar. I really enjoy breaking down these complex AI topics for you here on the channel, but for me the most exciting part is putting it all into practice. As a software engineer with over a decade of experience, I specialize in building custom systems. If you're ready to move from learning about AI to implementing it, I can help. You can find the first link in the description below to book a call. Let's see if we can work together.